Hello, Walker here. Today's video is going to be about Algeth'ar Academy and how to navigate this dungeon on Mythic Plus difficulty with ease. At the start of this dungeon, there are 5 NPC mobs that give you a 5% buff to the secondary stat of your choice. I've put the secondary stats with correlating NPC colors on the screen. Before you start pulling the first pack, you want to wait a small while as the aggravated skid flies will patrol past you. You do not want to aggro these early on as they enrage and jump to nearby allies and it becomes a lot more challenging to deal with. Once the adds are grouped up, pop Bloodlust and burn through your CDs as the Vile lashes to a stacking dot called Vile Bite. They also use the ability called Detonation Seeds, which everyone needs to avoid. On Overgrown Ancient, you want to be stacked as much as possible and move together around the boss. Overgrown Ancient will spawn an ad called Ancient Branch. This needs to be interrupted as it will cast a heal on the boss. The Dormant Lashes will leave a stacking debuff that can be dispelled. Avoid the Deadly Winds as this will stun you if hit. The tank should place their back toward one of the inner pillars while the ranged stand on the opposite end near the opposite pillar. Once the Guardian Sentry starts casting Expel Intruders, you can step behind the pillar and this will mitigate the knockback. The melee DPS can use the same method but use the pillar near the tank. Territorial Eagles do a stack and bleed effect called Peck. This can ramp extremely quickly, so be ready with the defensive. Savage Peck is the tank frontal. Just use a small defensive to mitigate the damage. Deafening Screech is an AoE ability that silences players that are casting. At 75% and 45% HP, 3 players will need to grab an orb each and deposit it into one of the goals. The orbs that spawn from Rushing Winds give a 45% haste and a 50% movement speed increase. When the boss is stunned during Firestorm, you should use Bloodlust as the boss will take 75% increased damage. Arcane Ravagers will do a vicious ambush, followed by a Rift Breath, so you want to stay in melee range as it will increase damage uptime and it will be easier to avoid the frontal. Corrupted Mana Fiends cast Surge that need to be interrupted. Veximus casts Arcane Expulsion, just have the tank face us away from the group, out of the way. Veximus spawns 5 Arcane Orbs that need to be soaked. If Veximus soaks a orb, it will cast an AoE pulse that will damage the group. Veximus will cast 3 Mana Bombs that target players. These will need to be moved to the edge of the room as they drop a corrupted mana pool at your location. Upon reaching 100 energy, Veximus will cast Arcane Fissure, which will erupt 3 times at players' locations. The 2 Algeth'ar Echo Knights that are in front of Doragos's room can be skipped using a tank to pull them to the near corner by the stairs, and using a Umbral Essentia Potion or Shadow Meld. Overwhelming Power is a stacking debuff that gives 5% haste per stack. These can be obtained via arcane missiles, touching the uncontrolled energy orbs, or if you are the tank, Astral Blast. Once your overwhelming power stacks reach 3, they will leave an uncontrolled energy pool at your location, so place these near the edge of the room. Thoragos will cast Power Vacuum that pulls all players to a location. Just move out of this and continue the fight. If you like this video and want to see more, turn on the post notification button, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.